Rush Limbaugh weighed in on the Nigerian girls being kidnapped by Boko Haram, and he said this.
The jihad aspect of Boko Haram is almost completely ignored by the White House and the media, and I can tell you why. I just saw why. There's video that's been released of about half of, or maybe 150, half of the kidnapped girls who have been converted to Islam. The other 150, no mention of. The Boko Haram leader, or whoever Boko Haram had perform on video, is a good-looking guy. This is why Mrs. Clinton wouldn't call this group a terror group, because they're black. Can't afford to do this. This is how surface conscious the left is. We cannot call people what they're, in this case, a jihadist, anti-Christian terror group aligned with Al-Qaeda. We can't call them terrorists because they look like African Americans, and we just can't go there.
It's amazing. It's like listening to your crazy uncle or your crazy grandfather from Thanksgiving dinner on the radio. Like, anytime he says anything, you start to cringe. Like, oh, I know this is going to be stupid, but how stupid is it going to be? Okay, everybody that's spoken about Boko Haram, everybody that's spoken about the kidnappings, they have brought up the fact that these are jihadists, that these are terrorists, that these are bad people. There's no conspiracy to hide the fact that they're black. I've seen the video on all the mainstream media outlets 927 times, and you can see that the dude is black. What the fuck are you talking about, Rush? As he's saying, well, these Democrats, they're so race conscious about all this. As he's saying that, what's he doing? He's being race conscious. Let me ask you a question. What the fuck does their skin color have to do with any of this? What does that have to do with any of this? By the way, we're talking about Nigeria. Were we really expecting people from Nigeria to be of Irish descent? Were they supposed to be very pale with rosy cheeks? Was that what we were expecting to see? But what the fuck does their skin color have to do with this anyway? And does it matter? Does it matter if we're talking about a group of terrorists, a group of people who believe in jihad? If they have white skin or black skin or fucking purple skin or magenta skin or burnt sienna skin? It's irrelevant. But he can't help himself. He has to bring up the fact that they're black because he wants to do a victory lap. He wants to use this as an excuse to say, well, white people are superior to black people. See? I mean, look, it is what it is. I mean, you can see the black people are the rambunctious people. They're the ones that are doing this terrorism, so obviously white people are innocent. It's not like white people have ever done any terrorism, like, for example, abortion clinic bombings, for example, the sovereign citizen movement that planned to kill cops, for example, the guy who just killed at a Jewish facility recently because he was a crazy white supremacist, for example. I mean, I can go on and on. The Irish terrorists, what is it, the IRA or whatever it's called, or Northern Ireland. I forget which side was the terrorist and which side wasn't, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. But no, he's using this to, this is like a victory lap in his mind. And then also, what are you talking about that nobody, like, first of all, across the board, Democrat, Republican, black people, white people, male people, female people, you name it, doesn't matter. Everybody's saying, well, yeah, these guys are terrorists, duh. See, what he's referring to is that back a few years ago, the State Department didn't officially declare them a terrorist organization. Now, he's pretending like, oh, it's because they're black. Yeah, but wait a second. There are plenty of terrorist organizations that are officially described as terrorist organizations where the majority of the people in the organization have black skin. So there's no conspiracy to not call somebody a terrorist if they have black skin. I mean, so what? If Rush's theory was right, remember when, what's the guy's name? Aaron Alexis, I think, who shot up a military place recently, a government building recently. He was black. What, did the media try to hide the fact that he was black? Of course not. Are we really having this conversation like the media or the government is slanted in favor of black people? In favor of black people. So like the justice system, for example, black people and white people use drugs at the same rate, but black people get arrested 4 times more often. Use drugs at the same rate, black people arrested 4 times more often. Are we really going to say that this system is slanted in favor of black people? And that's just one example. I mean, we can give example after example of how black people are discriminated against. How about the resume study, where if you put a traditionally sounding black name on a resume versus a traditionally sounding white name on a resume, all the same work experience, the white name gets all the hits, the black name gets no hits. Are we really having this conversation about black people have some sort of a favored status in the United States of America, disregarding our entire history if you come to that conclusion? But specifically to his point that, well, they didn't officially declare them a terrorist organization. Quote, the State Department's initial decision not to issue an official FTO designation, and by the way, that means foreign terrorist organization. FTO stands for foreign terrorist organization. So if they designate you an FTO, they're designating you a foreign terrorist organization. They say, it stemmed from a reluctance to elevate Boko Haram's profile among militant organizations, which experts say can embolden such groups. Under Clinton, the state instead chose to put Boko Haram's top leader on the terrorist list, offering a $7 million bounty for the organization's leader. So in other words, they didn't want to put the name on the list because they were very, very tiny at the time, like all these other militant groups were, and they feared if we put them on the list, then that's going to embolden them, and that'll increase recruitment, and that's a problem. So let's keep them off the list, but at the same time, we'll say that the head guy is officially on the terrorist list, and it's a $7 million bounty for the leader. But he spins it as, no, they didn't put them on the list, and they didn't do that because he's black.